Over the years, WWE has showcased countless rivalries that defined eras and shaped the company's history. Among them, the women's division, once referred to as the Divas division, produced some of the most intense, emotional, and groundbreaking feuds that paved the way for today's women's revolution. These rivalries were about more than just championships. They were personal battles that captivated millions of fans worldwide. Let's take a look at the 5 most legendary WWE Diva Feuds of all time. 1. Trish Stratus vs. Lita. When fans talk about iconic rivalries in women's wrestling, Trish Stratus vs. Lita tops the list. These two legends carried WWE's women's division during the early 2000s, delivering unforgettable matches and moments that broke barriers. Their feud was built on contrasting personalities. Trish, the glamorous yet athletic champion, and Lita, the rebellious high-flyer with a fearless attitude. Their rivalry produced several classic encounters, including their historic main event on Monday Night Raw in 2004, the first time two women headlined the show. Lita's victory that night became a landmark moment in WWE history. Despite their fierce on-screen animosity, both women respected each other deeply, and their chemistry helped elevate women's wrestling to new heights. The Trish-Lita feud remains a gold standard for storytelling, passion, and athleticism in WWE. 2. Mickie James vs. Trish Stratus. If Trish vs. Lita was legendary, then Trish vs. Mickie James was pure psychological warfare. This rivalry began in late 2005 when Mickie debuted as Trish's obsessed fan. What started as admiration quickly turned into obsession, leading to one of the most emotionally charged storylines in WWE history. Mickie's unhinged behavior kept audiences on edge, as she crossed the line between admiration and insanity. Their WrestleMania 22 match was the culmination of months of tension and is widely considered one of the greatest women's matches of the Divas era. Mickie's shocking victory symbolized the arrival of a new star and the passing of the torch from Trish to the next generation. The feud showcased brilliant storytelling, character development, and in-ring drama that still holds up today. 3. Melina vs. Michelle McCool. In the late 2000s, as WWE transitioned from the Divas to the Women's Championship, Melina and Michelle McCool emerged as two of the most technically skilled and competitive women on the roster. Their feud was defined by intense matches and backstage tension that often felt very real. McCool, aligned with Layla as part of Lay Cool, played the arrogant, self-proclaimed, flawless champion, while Melina embodied passion and resilience. Their clashes over the Women's Championship and Divas Championship unified title feud in 2010 showcased both women's athletic ability and determination. Although their rivalry doesn't always get the recognition it deserves, it was a vital bridge between the classic Divas era and the more competitive style that would come later. Both Melina and McCool helped legitimize the division during a time when women's wrestling often struggled for serious attention. 4. AJ Lee vs. Paige. When Paige made her WWE main roster debut in 2014, she immediately shook the foundation of the Divas division by defeating AJ Lee for the Divas Championship on her very first night. This shocking moment marked the beginning of an intense feud between two of the most influential women of the modern era. AJ, known for her Black Widow persona and razor-sharp mic skills, found her perfect foil in Paige, the anti-diva, who rejected the stereotypical image of WWE women. Their rivalry symbolized the shift from the Divas era to the Women's Revolution, as both competitors emphasized in-ring ability and storytelling over glamour. Their matches were filled with emotion, unpredictability, and mutual respect, laying the groundwork for the rise of future superstars like Charlotte Flair, Sasha Banks, and Becky Lynch. 5. Charlotte Flair vs. Sasha Banks. When WWE's Women's Revolution officially took center stage, no feud defined it more than Charlotte Flair vs. Sasha Banks. Both women, products of NXT's golden generation, brought athleticism and storytelling to a level rarely seen before in women's wrestling. Their rivalry throughout 2016 featured history-making moments, including the first-ever Women's Hell in a Cell match and the first women's match to main event a WWE pay-per-view. Their back-and-forth battles over the Raw Women's Championship showcased intense athletic competition, personal animosity, and mutual drive to prove that women could headline just like the men. Charlotte and Sasha's feud didn't just change perceptions, it redefined what women in WWE could accomplish. Conclusion. From the trailblazing days of Trish Stratus and Lita to the groundbreaking battles between Charlotte Flair and Sasha Banks, these 5 rivalries represent the evolution of women's wrestling in WWE. Each feud not only entertained fans but also broke barriers and inspired future generations of female athletes. These legendary clashes proved that WWE's women could tell stories every bit as compelling and hard-hitting as their male counterparts, and the legacy of these divas will forever be etched in wrestling history.